Good morning, students. In previous class we have learnt ionization constant of weak base as well as ionization constant of weak acid. Once again repeated, what is the equation of ionization constant or dissociation constant of weak acid is, what is that concentration of H3O plus ions and concentration of X minus ions divided by concentration of reactant Hx. This is equilibrium constant of an acid or dissociation constant or ionization constant of weak acid. As well as weak base Kb equaled, what is that here? M plus ion concentration and the OH minus ions concentration is divided by MOH. This is ionization constant of weak base, Ka ionization constant of weak acid. So from this production of the H plus ions indicated the weak acid. Production of OH minus ions indicate weak base. Okay, that is a simple indication, you remember that. Next, now today we will discuss the relationship between Ka and Kp in conjugate acid base pair. What is that? What is the relationship between Ka and Kb in conjugated acid base pair? So Bronsted explained the conjugative acid base pair. So we take, for example, we take one conjugate acid base pair, that is NH4 and NH3, NH4 plus ammonium ion and ammonia. So these two are conjugate acid base pair. What is the definition of conjugate acid base pair? The pair, the conjugate acid base pair which differs only by one proton. Here what is the difference in two pairs? So only one proton differ in two species. That's why, so this pair is called conjugate acid base pair. Now we will discuss what is the relationship between Ka and Kb. Okay, so one is for example, it is a base. So now NH for ammonium ion is a conjugative acid of ammonia. Okay, so now first of all we take, for example, it is a acid, it is a weak acid. So we will discuss the dissociation of weak acid. Dissociation of weak acid. Dissociation means it is dissolved in water. So it is dissolved in water. It is a weak acid, that's why equilibrium will exist between undissociated molecules as well as dissociation, that means ions. What happen if proton donor? So ammonium ion act as a proton donor, that's why it is a acid. Proton donor, that's why it is a acid. Okay, so it is a weak base, proton acceptor. Here ammonium ion is a proton donor, that's why it is a weak acid. Water is a proton acceptor, that's why it acts as a weak base. After donation of proton, NH4 is converted into NH3. That is, weak acid, after donating one proton, it is converted into strong conjugative base. After accepting one proton, the water is converted into hydronium ion. That is, weak base is converted into strong conjugative acid. So it is a weak acid. That's why we will write ionization constant of weak acid. What is the ionization constant of weak acid? Ka equal to product concentration. So which are products here? NH3 concentration and H3O plus ions, hydronium ion concentration. Now NH4 plus ion concentrations. Here we cannot ignore water, because in pure liquids, pure solids, the molar concentration is always 1 or remain constant. That's why here ignored. So it is a ionization constant of weak acid. Now another conjugative base, it is a conjugative base. Weak acid having a conjugative base. So now dissociation of conjugative base. It is also weak base, but it is a conjugative base of acid. Ammonia. Dissociation. So ammonia is dissociated into, here accept the proton, it is converted into NH4 plus ions, and donate proton ion from water, and it is water is converted into OH minus ions. Okay, so here weak base, the weak acid. So weak base means accept the proton from water, it is converted into strong conjugative acid, and the weak acid is converted into strong conjugative base. It is also reversible reactions. So now we will write the ionization constant for weak base. Weak base means Kb. What is that? Product concentration. Which are product? NH4 plus concentration, and the OH minus ion concentration is divided by NH3 ammonia concentration. It is a ionization constant of weak base. K is ionization constant of weak acid, Kb is ionization constant of weak base. So now, so equation 1 and equation 2, so both are multiplied. That means Ka into Kb, Ka multiplied with Kb, or Kb multiplied with Ka. So what happened here? NH3 concentration and the hydronium ion concentration is divided by NH4 plus ion concentration into NH4 plus ion concentration, and the OH minus ion concentration is divided by NH3 ion concentration. So now, so both are cancelled. Here NH4 cancelled. So remaining water Ka into Kb, and the H3O plus ion concentration, next OH minus ion concentration. So already we know that. What is that? It is the value of Kw, ionic product of water. So Ka and Kb equal to ionic product of water. This is the relationship. This is the relationship of Ka and Kb. in which it is applicable for only conjugate acid base pair. This relationship is applicable only, it is very very important. This relationship is applicable only for conjugate acid base pair. Okay, from this equation we can also conclude that we apply the negative logarithm throughout the equation. So from this negative logarithm of Ka minus negative logarithm of Kb equal to minus negative logarithm of Kw equal to 10 to the power of minus 14. Sorry, log negative logarithm of 10 to the power of minus 14. From this we can conclude that pKa plus pKb equals pKw equal, so 14 minus minus plus in the 14. So from this equation we can conclude that pKa plus pKb equal 14. So this is also very very important equation. So next topic is di and polybasic acids and di and polyacidic bases. Poly means more than two. So generally single means mono, double means di, triple means if the having three, triple, but we can say that poly. So up to three we can say that poly, like this. Okay, so here di means two protons, single proton means monoproton or monoprotic, here diprotic and the polyprotic, like this. Okay, so now we will see some example to better understand here. So what is the heading here? Di and polybasic acids and di and polyacidic bases. So what are here? For example, we take some acids. Those are here three acids. We taken oxalic acids. Oxalic acid, what is that formula of oxalic acid? H2C2O4. So this oxalic acid dissociate to form two protons, because here two hydrogens are there, that's why two protons produce two protons. If the sulfuric acid dissociated of sulfuric acid can produce how many two hydrogen atoms are there? That's why two. That's why these acids are called dibasic acids. It is also two dibasic acids. Next, phosphoric acid, here H3PO4 means how many protons are produced? Three protons. Protons means tri-basic acids. Actually it is a tri-basic acid, but more than two we can called poly. That's why it is example for polybasic acids. Phosphoric acid is a polybasic acids. So depending upon the number of protons we can called monoprotic acids, diprotic acids, or triprotic acids, or simple we can say that tribasic acids or polybasic acids. Okay, are you understand? Depending upon the number of protons. If single means monoprotic acids, if two means diprotic acids, three means triprotic acid, or we can also called polyprotic acid. So all are same meanings. Okay, so now, so in before the dissociation, only monoprotic dissociations of weak acid and weak bases we have seen. Monoprotic, there is no diprotic or polyprotic in that reactions. Okay, examples of acetic acid. Acetic acid, how many acetic acid? CH3 COOH. How many protons are there? One proton can produce the one proton. That's why it is a monoprotic acid. It is called monoprotic acid. So these two are diprotic acid. It is 3 is a polyprotic acids. So these are example for the polybasic acids or dibasic acids. Okay, so 3 after 2 it's a poly. We can say that if the 2 is a di, if the 1 is mono. Understand? Okay, so next, so now how can we write whenever the acid produce two protons? For example, here we take a, here in your book one is example is given, that is dibasic acid. The dibasic acid dissociation. Dibasic acid dissociation. For example, we take two examples here. So in your book, this is in your book examples, but we taken oxalic acid and the sulfuric acid we taken. For example, first of all we taken oxalic acid. Oxalic acid here H2C2O4. It is a dissociation. So it is a dissociation. It is dissociated in water. So it is a weak acid. That's why equilibrium will be established. Sorry, it is a weak acid. We taken a acid dissociation, that is weak acid, weak oxalic acid dissociated. So first of all, it is a dissociated in water can form, so one H plus ion produce, that is this proton can donate water, can form H3O plus ion. Next, here from oxalic acid one proton is removing, that's why only one hydrogen is remaining, C2O4. This is called minus, negative charge. Okay, so after removing of one proton, so now we can write the ionization constant of oxalic acid, that is A1, because one proton is removing. Here what is the concentration? Hydronium ion, and the concentration of oxalate ion H3O minus concentration is divided by, what is the concentration of oxalic acid, that is H2C2O4. Okay, so now this species oxalate ion further undergo dissociation, that is H minus C2O4 further undergo dissociation, another proton donate, so that's why hydronium ion can form, plus after the removing of proton only C2O4 minus 2 is remaining. This is another dissociation, that is another dissociation of weak acid, that is A2. So what is that ionization constant of oxalate ion? H3O product concentration minus, sorry, oxalate ion divided by oxalate, that is concentration of H minus C2O4. Okay, so these two are ionization constant for oxalic acid because it is a polybasic acid, sorry, dibasic acid. Di means two proton, can produce two protons, can donate the two protons, so that's why two ionization constant will be there. And first one is so from this equation we can conclude that oxalic acid C2H2O4, oxalic acid having a two ionization constants. Ka1 is a first ionization constant and Ka2 is a second ionization constant. How much in your book is here? The value of first ionization constant is greater than second ionization constant of acid, because here in first ionization constant the proton is removing from neutral molecule. The proton is removing is neutral molecule. That's why, so that is whenever the proton is removing from neutral molecule, it is very easy, or the energy is required from the removing of proton from neutral molecule is very less. That means the neutral molecule easily donate the H plus ions. That means easily dissociate into ions, comparing second ionization energy of acid. Here removing of proton, here also removing of proton. So simple we can say that. So removing of protons in two situations, but here very difficult because already it is a negative charge. From this negative charge we can remove the H plus ions is very difficult because here attraction forces are there. Electrostatic attraction forces are there. That's why here very less amount of molecules undergo dissociate comparing with here, because here neutral molecule. That's why removing of H plus ions easily. That means more number of molecules are undergo ions comparing with K2. So that's why K1 value is large than the K2 value, because due to the presence of electrostatic attraction forces between undissociated molecules and dissociated molecules. Okay, so another example, and you can easily understand here. You should say, okay, for example H2, we taken H2SO4. Okay, so what happened here? How many protons are there? Two protons. So that is Ka1 and Ka2. So which is larger value? Ka1 is larger value than Ka2. Okay, and the polybasic acid, that is H3PO4. How many protons are there? 3 protons. So that's why how many equilibrium constants we can write? 3 equilibrium constant, Ka2 and Ka3. What is the order of? So decreasing order here. Ka1 is greater than Ka2 and greater than Ka3. So this is the information about di and poly basic acids. If you understand, I will write the phosphoric acid H3PO4. It is a dissociation, can form H3O ions or H plus ions, plus can form H2PO4 minus ion. We can write the Ka1 ionization constant. Now this will dissociate, that is H2PO4 minus will dissociate, can form H plus ions, and the HPO4 minus 2. This is Ka2. We can write the ionization constant. The third one is H2PO4 can dissociate H plus PO4 minus 2 ions. So finally we can write the third ionization constant for weak acid. So this Ka value is more and the K3 value is less because the negative charge, proton removing from minus 2 is very difficult comparing with the minus 1, and here is also very difficult comparing with the neutral.